You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, episode number 221.1, our daily update on high school, college, and professional sports news in Central Indiana with a little bit of major national sports news, anything that Central Indiana fans are interested in.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you've chosen to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report, thank you for spending part of your day with us. Today is March 31st, 2025. It's a Monday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt. I love Central Indiana sports. Coming to you today from Stage 22 in beautiful Elwood, Indiana. Producer Susie is in the control room at headquarters in Jeffersonville. Coming up, the Final Four is set. Half of the women's Final Four is set. The rest will be known Monday. We also have updates from high school sports, college, baseball, softball, swimming, wrestling, and track and field from over the weekend. But before we get to all that, please go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel, even if you're already subscribed at SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Please do us a huge favor and go to YouTube and subscribe. Also, coming up this week, we will have our IU report, our Colts report, NCAA tournament report, a women's NCAA tournament report, Will Rutherford's 5 questions that need answers. Plus, we'll recap the high school basketball season and look ahead to the spring, starting later Monday when we release our Frankton Eagles Spring Sports Media Day that we did on Saturday. We start with some breaking news. With the Madison County tournament discontinued, Elwood and Frankton have announced that they will have a joint holiday tournament. The Central Indiana Holiday Classic will be held on January 2nd and 3rd and will be played at both Elwood's and Frankton's gyms. Elwood Athletic Director Ryan Van Skyok, also the boys' basketball head coach, says they want to get the field up to 18 teams. The confirmed schools already in the tournament, of course, Elwood and Frankton, also Alexandria, Blackford, Eastern, Tri Central, Clinton Prairie, Cherubusco, Knightstown, North White, Smith Academy, South Newton, Tri Township, and Northwestern from Ohio. I will try to have Coach Brobston and Coach Van Skyok on later this week to talk about the news. It will be 4 number 1 seeds in the Final Four for just the second time in NCAA tournament history. The first national semifinal from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio will be an all SEC duel between Florida and Auburn after Auburn held off Michigan State for a 70-64 win Sunday evening. The Gators and Tigers played on February 8th, and Florida won by 11 in Gainesville. That first semifinal Saturday is scheduled for 6:09 on CBS. The second semifinal is Houston against Duke. The Cougars had no trouble against Tennessee 69-50 to win the Midwest region at Lucas Oil Stadium. It's been a pretty boring tournament so far. Maybe it'll be an incredible Final Four. It has all the earmarks of it, all the great players. The last Final Four with 4 number 1 seeds was a great one, so maybe this one will be too. We have a theme in college basketball. The 2 top seeds, South Carolina and UCLA, are into the Final Four in the women's tournament. South Carolina came from behind to beat Duke 54-50 Sunday, and UCLA dominated, then held off a late surge from LSU in a 72-65 victory. The final 2 Final Four teams will be determined Monday with a couple of number 1 versus number 2s. First in Birmingham, it's Texas versus Texas Christian at 7. Then in Spokane, it's Jujuless USC against UConn at 9. Both games are on ESPN. The Final Four this year will be played in Tampa. The semifinals are Friday, and the national championship is scheduled for Sunday. Clinton Prairie star Jake McGraw has announced he's committed to continue his basketball life at IU Kokomo. McGraw led the Gophers to the state finals for the first time ever this season. Frank Reich is the new head coach at Stanford. He signed a 1-year agreement and it's expected to be an interim deal. Sorry, this is a couple of days late, but in case you haven't heard, Flory Badunga has announced he's entered the transfer portal. He played at Kansas last year, of course, is from Kokomo. And former IU guard Gabe Cupps has committed to Ohio State. Purdue's Brian Waddell, the son of former Tipton star Matt Waddell, and Will Berg have announced they're transferring from Purdue. IU won 3 swimming and diving national championships on Saturday. Junior Zalan Sarkani won the 1-mile national championship in 14 minutes 21 seconds. Jessen Yep won the 200 breaststroke in 1:48:30, and Carson Tyler won his second diving national championship of the weekend, taking gold in the platform diving. The Hoosiers finished third nationally with a school record 459 points, behind only champion Texas with 490 and Cal with 471 at Saturday's NCAA Finals at the King County Aquatic Center near Seattle. IU won all 3 diving events in Washington. Purdue sophomore Joey Blaze lost to Nebraska's Cantrell Taylor 4-2 in the 157-pound national championship at Saturday's NCAA wrestling finals in Philadelphia. Penn State won the national championship just ahead of Big Ten rival Nebraska. On the track over the weekend, IU was at the Battle of the Bayou at LSU. Martin Segarola won the 1,500-meter championship for the Hoosiers in 3:44:16. On the women's side, Vanessa Hargrove and Amelia Dodd were 4th and 7th in the 800 meters, and senior Traley Banks was 5th in the 100 and 6th in the 200. At the Pacesetter Invitational at Indiana State, Ball State was runner-up to Indiana State, which was the easy winner in the women's competition. Seniors Elena Springer and Jenna Arani were 1-2 in the 200 and 3-4 in the 100 for Ball State. They also were on the 4x100-meter relay winning team with Mariah Johnson and Kylie Marshall. Sophomore Melina Miller cleared 5.7 and 3/4 to win the high jump. Senior Emma Potter won the 400 and 54.91. And junior Brenna Lerke was the triple jump runner-up. Indiana Wesleyan's women finished 8th. Junior Allie Hawk was 2nd in the 400 hurdles in 1:02:37. Senior Meredith DeVries was 2nd in the discus with a toss of 149 feet, and her teammate, senior Princess Cara, finished 4th. Junior Karis Hunter was 4th in the 800 meters, and senior Michaela Keffler was 4th in the triple jump. On the mid side, Indiana Wesleyan finished 6th as a team. 4 of the teams ahead of them were NCAA programs. Junior Shadrach Oduma finished 2nd in the 400 hurdles and 8th in the 110 hurdles. And Grant Flora and Gannon Owen were 4th and 5th in the 5,000 meters for the Wildcats. On the baseball diamonds over the weekend, Ball State split a doubleheader in Akron Saturday to take 2 out of 3 in the series. The Cardinals are now 19 and 10 overall, 7 and 2 in the MAC. Senior Jacob Hartlaub was masterful in Saturday's start, allowing just 1 run on 6 hits in 8 innings for the win. USC won the rubber match at IU Saturday 13-12. The Hoosiers led 12-3 after 4 innings before the Trojans scored 10 times over the final 5 frames. Corbin Dickerson has been incredible this season. He went 3 for 5 with 2 home runs, a solo shot in the second, and a 3-run homer in the fourth that put IU up 10-3. He also had 5 RBIs and scored 3 times in the loss. Number 24 UCLA swept Purdue 8-5 Friday, 13-12 Saturday, and then completed the sweep with a 16-3 victory on Sunday in West Lafayette. Logan Sutter had a single, a home run, and 2 RBIs in Sunday's loss. Indiana Wesleyan took Game 1 and lost Game 2 Saturday at home against Marion in a doubleheader. Kevin Corcoran got his second win of the season, allowing just 2 runs on 5 hits and 7 innings in the opener. Cam LaFuse got his third save for the 19-9 Wildcats. Anderson lost a pair at Transylvania Saturday, 7-6 and 12-7. Transylvania scored twice in the bottom of the ninth to win Game 1, despite Griffin Wolf's 4-for-4 4 RBI performance. In the nightcap, Anderson led 6-2 through 4 innings before the Pioneers scored 4 in the 6th and 5 in the 7th. IUK completed its series sweep at Midway Saturday with a 10-6 victory, its 7th win in its last 8 games. Alex Jenke had a double and a triple and scored twice, and Jacob Medvesek had a double, a home run, and 4 RBIs. We moved to softball, where Anderson swept Berea 11-2 and 7-6 on the road to open Heartland Conference play Saturday. Gracie Grimes scored 3 times in the opener, and Ashley Wheeler was 3-for-4, scored 3 times, and drove in a pair of runs in Game 2. The Ravens game scheduled for Sunday at Transylvania were postponed. 11th ranked Marion and its powerful offense took 2 from Taylor Saturday, 9-3 and 13-10. Madison Standridge from Madison Grant had a double, a home run, and 4 RBIs on the day for the Trojans. Ball State is 21-8 and 6-2 in the MAC after sweeping Bowling Green 14-5 and 10-4 in a doubleheader Saturday in Ohio. In the nightcap, Kara Gunter had a bases clearing single and finished the game with 3 hits and 5 RBIs. IU lost 2 in Columbus Saturday, 7-1 and 12-4. The Hoosiers are now 12-10 overall and 2-5 in the Big Ten. They finished the series at Ohio State on Monday after Sunday's game was postponed. A game is scheduled for 7 on Monday. Number 20, Nebraska swept Purdue in a doubleheader Saturday, 13-1 and 6-0. The Boilermakers and Cornhuskers will also finish their series Monday after being rained out Sunday. A game is scheduled for 5 o'clock. In Saturday's doubleheader, Ella Whitney hit one of Ball State's 3 home runs in Game 1 and then had 5 RBIs in Game 2. We look ahead to a Monday as spring sports are just now starting to get underway. On the baseball field, Frankton goes to Hagerstown at 5:30. Softball, Frankton hosts Delta at 5:30. And on the track, Frankton hosts Pendleton Heights at 5 o'clock. Gives me another chance to remind you that later Monday we will have our Frankton Eagles Spring Sports Media Day for you. Also on Monday, the Pacers host the Kings for their first of 4 straight games against teams with losing records. And now you know everything we know about Central Indiana sports. Thank you so much for listening. Always appreciate it. Don't forget the daily report drops at 1 o'clock every weekday and as close to 1 as possible every weekend. Central Indiana Sports Report is brought to you by TG Media. And I love Susie.